All right. Well, it's Friday. It's the announcement time. This is the third take of this video. I've been absolutely dreading doing this. I don't even know how to do it. I don't even know what I'm gonna say right now. I've been trying to do anything and everything to avoid making this video, but pretty much, guys, my time has come to an end, at least in the CDL, competitive COD. I'm done. Yeah, it's been truly an incredible, great run. Lesson of the day, right, is that I heard this once in a crappy movie by a side character, but it was that time always wins. And right now, guys, 29, the competition, my colleagues, they're around 18 to 22. And it's honestly a huge generational gap that I found myself struggling to deal with every single day. Even when we didn't have practice, I can honestly say that all the friends that I have from this space, from the scene, no longer play. There's a reason for that. I don't know. In the last couple of years, I would say for the last 5 years, right? It's been an actual struggle of mine, a difficulty to just be able to communicate simple things. And ultimately, I think, that's somewhat of my downfall. And it's also just something that I don't want to have to deal with anymore. I can honestly say in this roster change period, I genuinely did not even try. I was at the point where I was just like, if I get an offer, I might play. But if I don't, then thank God, Didn't really reach out to anyone. Didn't really, in terms of the pro players, I didn't go to anyone asking for a spot. My agent went to the orgs to figure out if there's any openings or space available for me. But I myself was almost like a wounded animal on the side of the road, Just, I might be able to be saved, but it kind of hurts so much that it's just like put me out of my misery. And that's honestly what my mentality was during this roster change period. I knew in the back of my head that not competing would be the better choice, but it was also going to be, and not just for right now, but also for the future, mainly for the future. But I knew it was going to be the way harder one. It was going to be the choice that was going to be extremely hard to make. Considering the fact that I've been competing, I've been technically a pro player since I was the age of 13. Let's run the numbers on that, guys. That's 16 years. For the last 16 years of my life, this is all I've ever known. Or this has been my main focus. This has been my childhood dream. And yeah, now it's time to move on, because this is just not healthy. It's not worth it. Shit. In the middle of the season, I looked at the league and I noticed that not only was I the oldest player, or second oldest when Clay was playing, but I started looking at the coaches too. And I realized I was older than most coaches. Then I looked at the casters. I realized besides, Maven, because he's 600 years old, that I was older than most casters too. And then this next part, is something that is like not talked about enough. And obviously there's like levels to it, but I would say the level of sacrifice it takes to be a pro player is not discussed enough, primarily because when you discuss it, people always say, shut the fuck up, you play video games for a living, quit bitching, right? The level of sacrifice, especially for someone that's my age, that's past their prime, like, in order for me to be at the top of the league or a really good player, right? I have to put in more time, more effort than probably twice as much as someone who's around 18, 19. And, you know, when you do that, right? If I were to go put in twice the amount of hours as a 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old, right? That is you can do that, right? But at what cost? So, I mean, the cost of this, right, is your physical health, your personal life, right? I mean, I'm 29, right? You're the mental aspect. So I've been putting my childhood dream, I've been putting, you know, whatever fucking team I'm on that's just gonna end up dropping you or me or whatever, right? You're just swapping someone out. You know, I've been dedicating so much time to that, you know, your significant other, you know, your responsibilities at home and all that stuff gets neglected. And I'm just sitting here, right, after 16 years, I'm just sitting here like, I did all that for a number to put in my fucking bio on an internet page. And yeah, while like deep down, like I hope I'll always know that I was the best Call of Duty player that's ever lived, that's ever competed. But looking at it right now, I'm sitting there like, man, why the fuck did I do that? Because it's not fair to her. It's not fair to us. You know, it's not fair to my body. I mean, dude, I got an ear problem, a lip problem. My personal life, right? Senior year of high school, sold my phone to pay for a plane ticket to go to a gaming event. You know, I went to college, but I was a loner. Did all this stuff, you know, just, I mean, at this point, you know, obviously I'm in a good spot with, you know, everything that I own, my relationship and stuff. But I noticed that in order for me to continue to compete, everything around me would just be on a downwards trend. Everything would start going down a hill. Everything would start just getting worse and worse and worse. And I think I might already be in the middle of that slope. So, how I'm feeling? Well, I would say that this is one of the times in my life where I'm probably most motivated, because I'm not working for someone else right now. I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not under the threat of, you know, a fine or a do this or a, you know, come into work. This is the times when you got to be here. You know, all this stuff, right? I've now put myself in a spot where I can fully commit to myself. I can fully commit to the exact things that I want to do. You know, not just for the next step, but for the next mile or so in my life. And the next step, guys, by the way, is content. I'm going to move into content. Going to be competing in Warzone 2. I'm going to be streaming everything that I can, doing YouTube every day in every way possible. And I'm not just talking Warzone 2. I'm talking car stuff, you know, the simulation and track racing stuff. Maybe go to some F1 races here and there. Also want to do gun stuff, firearm related stuff. I'm excited. But the final note is that I'm also scared. I'm scared shitless, guys. Because it's been, you know, like I said, 16 years. It's the only thing I've ever truly known. To everyone who has supported me throughout the years, and I mean support by cheering me on, by booing me, by saying nothing. Hey, you know what? By supporting me, I mean, thank you for being there. Yeah, but right now, planning on dropping this video Friday. I will be live on Friday. Might be on a plane flying back from the Modern Warfare 2 announcement event. But I will be live on Friday after this video. So be sure to tune in at twitch.tv/Crimsix.